Hi guys, and welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. You just caught me eating some pancakes. Nom 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 nom. But for realsies, if you didn't see last episode, please go check it out, as there will be spoilers and other such nonsense. You know the drill. If you guys could like and subscribe, that'd be much appreciated, and we should just get into today's episode. Because we have a fair bit of stuff to do. And today, I want to do some more things around the village, chat with some people, have a good time, you know, do the normal things we do here. We're also going to check out that bag that Steven found, which we're pretty sure we know who left it, but you know what, it's not worth getting all butthurt over. And yeah, we're going to start work on our docks, basically get that as a basic foundations down, at least the wooden, you know, docks themselves. Maybe some buildings around it, we'll see. Build out some more houses. Maybe attract some more villagers to, you know, come and stay. That'd be nice. And finally, add on some more redwoods and maybe some pine trees in the redwood forest that we've been making. But that will be, you know, interesting. But we'll chat with the villagers, see what's going on. Check out what's in that bag first. And Dorothy's here. Well, I guess she has something to talk to us about, but I think you can wait like 5 seconds while we look at this stuff. And what's in here? Because he said some eggs, but I don't recall, and some other weird stuff. That's one big egg. And yeah, no, this is strange. I guess we can take the plant-looking things out. I guess why I can, you know, I can see why he wanted to pawn this off as fast as possible. Because this stuff is weird and doesn't look like your average Joe Schmo egg stuff. You know what? We're just gonna place you up here. And it's a plant that blinks. I'm gonna leave that there. And yeah. This little terrarium, I guess, I don't know how Skulk terrarium got into her possession, but she didn't seem like someone who traded in such oddities, but I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong? Hard to say, I guess, but I guess they're my responsibility now. But, you know, we're just gonna leave that in here for now, and this, and, yeah. We'll get back to that another time. But, let us see. Okay, let's talk to Dorothy now. I'm sorry, I do apologize for the fan noises in the background. I don't think they're too bad. I've tried to minimize them. But it's like early spring, not early spring, late spring, early summer where I live right now, and it's getting a wee bit warm. And I don't want my computer to overheat, so I have a beverage and a fan going to keep me cool. So I do apologize, but you'll probably hear that in the back of videos for a little while until it cools off. But yeah, hopefully it's not too noticeable. But now that I brought it to some people's attention, it's just going to be horrible. Hello, Lord Pookletons. How are you today, sir? Dorothy. You really don't have to call me Lord Pookletons. Like, it's not a requirement. It makes me feel way too important. Especially considering I'm a leader of a smallish village in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. I must insist on it. At least for the greeting, sir. It's not proper for your guards to not show you that much respect. I'm not going to win this argument, am I? This is just not a winning battle, so we're just going to continue on with our day. Fine. Anyway, I'm guessing you came by to tell me something. What's up? Nothing too serious. A group of wandering traders is currently visiting our plaza. Fortunately, no issues have happened yet. Still, a couple of guards are keeping an eye on things just to be sure. But there is a matter that I need to bring to your attention if you wish to keep things running smoothly. I recommend that you pick one of your guards to become the guard captain. It is something that you may wish to consider thinking about. But for now, we can manage that. That is all I have to report, sir. Okay, that's something I need to think about. But, yeah. Oh. Oh, I wonder what those two are up to. Bernard is here. I hear that you are a seamstress by trade. Are you able to do commissions? Yes, Ashley. What do you have in mind? Okay, some little bit of business is going on. But we'll get to the plaza in a sec. I want to show off what I want to actually do so that we can be productive. But, yeah. You also might have noticed that I've added to the mod list. I finally updated it with some of the mods I've, put on. Some of them I could abuse, like the hole filler mod, but I'm not going to, because that kind of ruins the experience, in my opinion. But the plan is, now that we're getting off track of what we're supposed to be talking about, which is adding to the redwoods a little bit outside of the walls and, like, near the walls. I know that technically someone could chop them down and then have, a bridge and sort, but that's a lot of chopping. That takes a lot of time. And honestly, I don't think it will be that big an issue. I think I'll keep, like, some space between here and there. But honestly, I kind of really like the, like, wilder area. I also might add some pine trees, because I've recently been farming a lot of materials just so I have them for when I want to build. And that is one that actually looked pretty good, the pine trees. I mean, the wood inside is nothing special, but still, having the option is crazy useful. But yeah, adding some, like, pine trees at the edges here, adding some more redwoods out that way a little bit. I think it will tie this area nicely together. And, yeah. Over here is where we're going to get to the docks, because it's, like, basically the ocean. Unfortunately, our little lake doesn't really have a, what we like to call, big, shall we say, waterway outwards to the ocean. And there's, like, maybe a creek, and that's it. And a boat can't really go off across a creek, not any sizable boats. So, we need to add a dock to our to-do list. We also want to build maybe a couple houses in this area, just to add, and maybe attract some more villagers to live here full-time. Because, population, always good to have it growing. And you need a certain population density for it to be a sustainable society. Ugh, the burps are real. But yeah, the plan is like maybe a dock here, maybe another dock over there. Maybe like a shipbuilding dry dock. Something like that. Something that, makes sense. That way we can build our own boats and make our way out into the world if we so see fit. But yeah. Alright. I think that's everything. But yeah, I think I'm going to clear out some of the trees here. Do some work on that. Some small details. But the plaza. We're going to go see the plaza. We promised ourselves that. We've earned that. Oh, hello. What are you guys up to? Gertrude, you didn't have to get me a present. I was happy to lend a hand. I must insist. I think you'll really like it. Bark, bark. Hello, dog. But, yeah, let's go see what's going on in the plaza. She said that there was some wandering traders about. I guess they're doing things. Oh, my. Everything looks so good. What should I get? I will take 2 orders of hamburger with egg, please. Coming right up. Okay. So, Willow's making a good old killing as usual. Her food stand is hyper popular. Alright. I'm sorry, fair? You and I both know that's not true. I'm sorry, but there's no way I'm buying them for that price. Come now, good sir. It's a fair price for the goods we are offering. Okay, a little bit of merchant dispute, but I'm not getting involved. They seem to be hashing it out on their own. Oh. Guess this guy sells animals. And, I don't know, calves, I guess? Interesting. You really mean it, sir? I can have them? You drive a hard bargain, good sir, but you have yourself a deal. Okay, interesting. I'm not getting involved, as that seems like a personal matter. But let's just get to sleep so we can have some daylight. But honestly, I'm really liking how this is coming together. The village is, you know, still got some details I want to really hash out. Might add a few pathways, might not, we'll see. Ambition is the real, you know, motivation here. Motivation is something I do not have a lot of, if you haven't been able to tell. If you've watched me this long and haven't figured that out, well, that's, you know, something for you to figure out. But, yeah, alright. Just a quick sleep. And we'll keep an eye on that terrarium and, you know, you. See how you're doing. But, yeah, with that being said, let's just get into it. And I'll be back momentarily after the work is done. Bop, bop, and we're back. And I'm ready to show what I did, which I wouldn't say is much in terms of visual looks, but what I did was so time-consuming. But, yeah, we'll get to that momentarily. What are you guys doing here? I know you guys talked about, you know, you doing some clothing work for him. Here you go. I hope it's to your liking. It is. Your skills are quite exemplary, Selena. I may have needed your skills on a future project of mine. Interesting. Planning to put little outfits on your evokers? Or Vex, should I say? Alright. Anyways, as you can see, I've put down a couple more lamp posts. Of course, I haven't gotten the full coverage because I don't want to spam them everywhere and sort of predict everything. But I also added some pine trees, which I think very much spruce up this. I think, again, if I ever decide to make myself a redwood forest again, I'll maybe sprinkle in some spruce as well, just to sort of add texture, but we'll go down there and show it off. Because we kind of want to show off what we did over here anyways. And then we'll come back through here and yada yada. But yeah, I added some lamps. They very much do help the area, and again, it does look a lot better at nighttime, unfortunately. They don't do much during the day besides being just here. But, as you can see, if we come over here, along the wall, which, again, we might just use that to get back over there anyways. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I added some pine trees over here. Not too many, as I want to build, like, houses somewhere here. Like, maybe a miniature bar or something. But as you can see, I added some more out that way, which I think really works nicely. Lets it be a bit more organic and a bit more natural. I might add more off-screen, might not, we'll see. Again, I'm not sure how much I like it or how much I don't. Yeah, wandering trader, neat. But yeah, I also got rid of all the trees here and replaced them with some maples. I didn't go too heavy on the maple spam because, again, I have areas I want to reserve for, like, a house. Because I think I have a cool design I could put here, for example, which would look pretty awesome. But again, we'll see. Again, time, effort, energy, all of these factors decide if how much of this I actually get around to doing. I also built this little house just behind here because, again, behind the library was kind of, shall we say, barren, and I wasn't really sure what I should put here. I didn't want it to be too big, but again, a statue didn't feel right. This just felt like the safest option with the least amount of, you know, constraints. But, interesting. Patrick, what were you thinking? I thought they might be useful in the future, and they're really cute. I mean, they are adorable, but dude, you have gotten yourself in way over your head. They also help, the lamps just help with lighting up areas like underneath the maple trees, which I very much approve of. And it makes it feel a little brighter, but not so where it sticks out, which is good. Again, added some signs as well. Not many, just a couple here and there. But yeah, you can see, like, oh, this one goes to the docks. And this is where a majority of our time was spent, alongside there. So, again, the dock itself, nothing too crazy. Just built out a relatively straightforward thing. Again, docks don't have a lot going on design-wise that you can do. But I do like how this one turned out. Yeah. I was half tempted to make it out of oak and then like have the effects going deeper, you know, switch between spruce and dark oak. But I was feeling lazy and a little unambitious. So, yeah. I just went with full dark oak, and I kind of like it. Again, it's a good tip if you want to have a lot of contrast in your build. I just really don't like most modern building where there's like 500 million different blocks, because up close it just looks so bad if you look with any form of detail, in my opinion. But, hey Dorothy, what are you up to? There's so much ground we need to cover. Perhaps I should send a message back to the academy so we might add to our numbers. I mean, that's not a bad idea, honestly. Pretty good one, honestly. But this is the thing that I'm most proud of, the ship. It is just a slightly altered recolor of a tutorial I saw, which was basically just to restore a shipwreck. And I did some touches to make it my own. I made it out of mahogany. Not mahogany. Ugh. My brain is just not all here. But I swapped out some woods here and there. Made it a bit more, you know, approachable. I really do like how it turned out, all things considered. I, again, had to add some touches like this so I can actually get out of there. And again, I might decorate on the inside. The idea is this boat is under construction, so we can have a fleet of boats ready to go. But I think I'm calling this one, I don't know, Dawn Treader, or something very equally cheesy and Narnia themed. Or, you know, the Red Dawn, something like that. I also decided to properly add some other little details into this dry dock. Those being these, which do pump water. It doesn't, you know, properly fill it all the way up, which is unfortunate, but again, it's mostly for aesthetics. But yeah, you can see all the little workbenches and such, and the like barrels and other such things, keeping components and other, you know, materials. And yeah, we also have just piles of like, what is this called? It's gonna bother me until I get a proper, you know, mangrove wood, just to sort of exemplify that yeah, there's being construction done on the ship. It has plenty of raw materials and yada yada. I might switch one of these out for just dark oak, just to make it feel a little bit more accurate. But we shall see. And that brings us to the houses. These were pretty interesting. I tried to do a different approach. For example, I used deep slate for the roof with this pattern to sort of exemplify tiles. And, you know, black stone at the bottom. This was the most experimental I got with it, and I really like how it turned out. The cool, bright blue with the dark roof and the white, what is it? Not diorite. I think limestone is what I picked. And the little deck here is very much my style. Of course, I forgot to put one, like, door here, but of all the things I could forget, it's, you know, pretty small on the list. Plus, this place looks pretty nice during nighttime. Because of the lanterns inside, it illuminates them just enough where it feels like, you know, proper cozy. Plus, the, like, maple trees really do add to that ambiance, which I very much like. I do need to add some final details like flowers I couldn't really settle on for, like, these pots. And again, I added this as a sort of little yard area. So yeah, out of all the buildings, I'm least pleased with this one. Just mostly the yard and the unoriginality that I had with this. I think I could have done better. I might change it a bit here and there, but we'll see. It's very much a, you know, it's not obnoxious. It just feels uninspired compared to its brethren. That might be because it was the first house that I actually made amongst these. So it had the least amount of color palette, shall we say, going on. The least amount of interesting things going on. But yeah, pretty standard stuff. Might add like a basement to this thing. Might not. We'll see. I don't want to make too many plans just because I might change them in the future. And that just feels like, you know, a potential problem for future me if I'm not careful. But yeah, as you can see, all the lights, all the things. I very much like how this place looks at night. Like, oh my goodness. Just the vibes. And everything is so beautiful. Yeah, like especially over there by the docks. That is just perfect. And like in here, it feels natural. It feels appropriate. It isn't super bright. It isn't super dark. It just feels like, you know, people are living in these places. Even if there aren't any at the moment. Again, as we add more things, it might make this less desirable. We'll see. But, yeah. Honestly, though, I'm very happy with how this place is coming along. I also added this little path here. Eventually, there will be some shops or something here. But we'll see. Again, time, energy, and, you know, other things will permit. Okay. What's up, Gary? There's so much I need to keep an eye on, but I must try all the same. That's fair enough. That's actually pretty reasonable. I mean, there's only 4 of you. You really didn't send me a lot, but we'll see. This bow really packs a punch. This might take a while to get the hang of. Oh, so that's the present she got you. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, you are a huntsman by trade, so having a better longbow for long-distance shots might be preferable. But yeah, again, I added some lights over here, which I think I'll show off. I don't have too much more to show off, if I'm being honest. I'm grasping at straws. But I do really like the lights and these lampposts. I might change them in the future, like maybe put like a block and then that wall there. Might add to it, might not. Again, I'll play with the design if I feel interested enough. But for now, this standard design looks pretty darn great to me. Again, might add another lantern or 2 here. Might not. But yeah. Sadly though, that is as much time as we do have for today. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider giving it a like, commenting down below, and if you know, liked it enough, consider subscribing. I try to post, you know, weekly content, and I think I've been doing pretty good overall. With that being said, have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!